You ever been on a team with a brilliant strategy, something everyone was excited about, and then it just sort of fizzled out? Yeah, you're not alone. It happens all the time. But what if there was a system, a real operating system, to stop that from happening? Well, there is. Today we're diving into the 4 disciplines of execution, 40X for short. It's an amazing framework for turning those great ideas into actual results.
So, before we get to the solution, we've got to name the villain of our story. It's called the whirlwind. And you know exactly what this is. It's the daily chaos, right? The endless emails, the back-to-back meetings, the unexpected fires you have to put out. It's all the urgent stuff that's always screaming for your attention. And in the process, it's quietly choking the life out of your most important goals.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. This is why 40X even exists. See, it's not some system designed for a perfect world where you have all the time you need. No way. It's an operating system built specifically to get incredible results in spite of the whirlwind. It knows the chaos is real, and it gives you a way to win anyway.
So here's the good news. You don't have to just be a victim of all this chaos. You can absolutely fight back. And there's a clear, proven path to do it. A framework built on 4 simple but really powerful disciplines that are designed for the real world.
So here's our game plan. We've talked about the big challenge, conquering the whirlwind. Now we're going to break down each of the 4 disciplines. We'll start with the goal itself, the WIG, then move to the actions, or lead measures, how to keep score, and finally how to create that rhythm of accountability. You'll see how they all lock together to build a complete system for getting things done.
All right, let's jump right into Discipline 1. This one is all about focus. I mean, the whole point of the whirlwind is to scatter your energy in a million different directions. So the very first rule of execution is to fight back against that with an intense, laser-like focus on what truly matters most.
Discipline 1. This is the foundation. It's the essential first move that makes everything else work. It really comes down to making a tough choice in asking, what is the one single thing that, if we accomplished nothing else, would still make this an incredible success?
And that one thing, that is your wildly important goal. We call it a WIG. And it's based on this kind of counterintuitive but powerful idea. The more you try to do, the less you actually accomplish. A WIG isn't just another goal on a long list. It is the goal that will make all the difference.
And here's where it gets really practical. A great WIG is not some vague, fuzzy idea. It follows a super simple but strict formula. From X to Y by when. Just look at that example. Increase our survival ratio from 0% to 42% by October 2028. There's no ambiguity there, right? It's crystal clear, it's measurable, and it has a deadline. That's a goal a team can actually get their hands around and execute.
Okay, so once you've got your WIG, you need discipline too, because a wildly important goal is just a wish without the right actions. This discipline is all about figuring out the specific, high-leverage things you need to do that will actually drive that big goal forward.
And here we are at Discipline 2. If the WIG is what you're trying to achieve, the destination, this discipline is all about the how. It's the roadmap. This is where the strategy gets really tangible, really fast, by focusing on the actions, not just the result.
Now, to really get this, you first have to understand something called a lag measure. A lag measure is the result. It's the WIG itself. Things like revenue or profit. The example here is perfect, the number on a weight scale. But here's the problem. You can't directly control it. You can't just stare at the scale and will the number to go down. It lags behind your actions.
And that brings us to the real game changer, lead measures. These are the high-impact activities that actually drive the lag measure. They have to be predictive of success, and this is crucial, your team has to be able to directly influence them. So for weight loss, what are your lead measures? Calories you eat and calories you burn. You are in control of those every single day.
So let's just put them side by side. Lag measures tell you if you've achieved the goal. They're historical. They look backward. Lead measures, on the other hand, tell you if you're likely to achieve the goal. They're predictive. They look forward. And while most of the world obsesses over tracking historical results, the teams that truly execute are obsessed with influencing the future by tracking their lead measures.
Now for Discipline 3. So you know the goal and you know the actions that'll get you there. Now you have to get people engaged. Just think about any sport or any game you've ever played. People play differently when they're keeping score. It's just human nature. This discipline is all about making the game visible and motivating for everybody.
So, welcome to Discipline 3. See, having a goal and a plan is great, but to win as a team, everybody needs to be able to look up and know the score, like instantly. This is where execution stops being some manager's job and turns into a real team sport.
But listen, this isn't just any old scoreboard. It has to be a compelling one. That means we're not talking about some complex spreadsheet buried on a server somewhere, no. It has to be so simple that anyone can get it in 3 seconds. It has to be visible to everyone all the time. And it's got to show both your lead measures, the actions, and your lag measure, the result, so the team knows just at a glance, hey, are we winning or are we losing?
And that brings us to the final and, maybe the most important discipline. This is the one that pulls the first 3 together and actually makes them work. It's the rhythm, the pulse of execution that keeps driving results, week after week, even when that whirlwind's going crazy.
And here we go, Discipline 4, accountability. Honestly, this is the engine that drives the whole system. Without this piece, even the best plans with the clearest measures and the most beautiful scoreboard, they're all going to fall apart the second the daily whirlwind hits hard.
The absolute heart of this discipline is the WIG session. This is a super fast-paced, weekly meeting. We're talking 20 to 25 minutes tops, and it is focused only on the wildly important goal. Let me be clear, this is not the place to solve every problem or complain about the whirlwind. It's a sacred space totally dedicated to moving that WIG forward. And the agenda for this meeting is so simple but so powerful. First, every single person reports on the commitments they made last week. Did you do it? Yes or no? Then you review the scoreboard together, see the impact. Finally, and this is the most important part, everyone makes new, specific commitments for the week ahead. It's that simple cycle that creates this incredible rhythm of accountability and ultimately results.
So, we've walked through all 4 disciplines, one by one. Now let's just pull the camera back and see how they all click together, how they create this complete, self-reinforcing operating system that helps your team nail its most important goals.
Let's just put it all together. Discipline 1 gives you focus, right? It asks, what's the one thing? Discipline 2 gives you leverage by figuring out the key activities. Discipline 3 creates engagement by showing everyone the score. And Discipline 4, well, that drives it all home with a weekly cadence of accountability. Each one answers a critical question that turns your big strategy into a totally winnable game.
And really, this is the ultimate payoff. See, 40X isn't about some big, heroic, one-time effort. It's about taking a huge, intimidating goal that feels like a distant hope and transforming it into a series of small weekly wins. That consistency, that's what builds unstoppable momentum and delivers those breakthrough results that always felt just out of reach.
So as we wrap this up, let's make it personal. Your big goals, your strategy, it's all set. But the real question is, what's your commitment for this week? What is the single most important thing that you can do to move your lead measures forward? Because that's where execution really begins.